Hey guys, it's Esther here. I'm just gonna check if it's recording. Hi guys, I'm back. I know that I kind of didn't keep posting. I have to be honest, I didn't realize how difficult it was gonna be to be so brutally honest with my skin conditions, which you can see aren't the greatest, and just like show the world my real self, I guess. A little bit of background about me is that I have a lot of, I guess you could call them food allergies. I don't know if you would really call them allergies. My body just doesn't digest them correctly, or it lets all the toxins through, and I break out really bad when I'm not careful. When I have too much dairy, if I have any sugar, I am allergic to all kinds of processed sugar, so that makes my life really difficult. So, yeah, and when I was younger, I suffered a lot from eczema on my face. Like, I don't have it now anymore. Luckily, it does break out from time to time. But I used to have it all around my nose and in these sensitive areas, and it was very painful, very itchy. I was never really happy with the way that I looked, and to be honest, I'm still not. Like, look at this. This is what I deal with if I eat something I'm not supposed to, and even sometimes when I am completely strict with my diet. But lately I've been trying to figure out new and better ways to cover it up, but like I've never really worn a lot of makeup, and mostly that's because I've always wanted to look more natural. I didn't want to put a lot of things on my skin because I have very sensitive skin, of course, and I didn't want to irritate it further. But I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't feel guilty about wearing makeup anymore, and I want to learn. And I've been watching a lot of videos, and I wanted to start my own channel so that I could kind of learn with you guys, and you could learn with me maybe. I know that I'm not perfect at makeup. I've literally just started. I didn't start doing my makeup when I was 13 or 14 years old. I wasn't even allowed to wear makeup when I was 13. I was allowed to wear some mascara, and that was basically it. And sometimes I would sneak on a little bit of colored powder, but it didn't really do anything for me. So here I am, I'm learning. Please bear with me. If you like me, great. If not, just don't watch my videos. It's as simple as that. And without any further ado, I'm just gonna show you guys some of the new things that I've gotten. I do have some more new things coming, so hopefully there will be a new video with those. I'm not gonna create a real look. I'm just gonna do kind of a first impressions, using techniques that I learned watching other people on YouTube. Watching all these YouTube videos, I have picked up a couple of things. The first thing is this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I grabbed this one because I heard from a lot of people it's good for people with dry skin. I don't necessarily have super dry skin, but it does, like right now, it's freshly washed and it does feel really tight and dry. I usually moisturize with an oil before bed, and I do scrub with an oil-based scrub in the mornings most of the time. So I figured that this would be a good filter, and plus I really like to go for that more dewy, natural, healthy looking, glowing skin. I've been using the worst ever foundation for that. It was from Bare Minerals, the original foundation, and it would really accentuate my dry patches, of which I clearly have many. And I know, I just really want to try to make my face look normal. Less shitty. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump into it. So what I have seen people do is just do like a pump. I have no idea if this is too much or not. I guess we'll find out. I just have like a little mirror here, and I'm just gonna kind of tap it everywhere. And I have heard that rubbing it into the skin maybe isn't great. So I'm just gonna kind of lightly press it in and tap it everywhere. I do kind of feel like it's sticky. It's making me look really shiny. Ugh, I feel like it dries really quickly on the skin. So I might have to add some more like on my jawline because I didn't really get down there. Mind you, I do have a lot of texture on my face, especially right now because it's that time of month and it just gets so much worse then. So that's always fun. And yeah, so I think that's it for the primer. So I have been watching quite a few videos on how to like mask blemishes, and the thing is that I'm not really a huge fan of total full coverage foundations, so what I did is I grabbed this Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which I have seen a lot of people use on YouTube and in the beauty community because it has that luminous finish and it is a medium coverage foundation, or at least it can be built up to be a medium coverage. And I'm okay with some of my imperfections shining through. I mean, obviously I'm striving to get my skin to actually be better, but I'm not really being strict with my diet at the moment, so that's why it's so bad. But I'm trying to be more strict from now on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a pump onto the back of my hand here, just one full pump. I don't want to apply too much. It is pretty watery. And I'm just taking this Real Techniques Beauty Blender dupe, I guess you could call it. And I'm going to apply that on my skin. Yeah. So. Also, I'm not really sure this is my color. I have to go and see if I can get one that matches me better. But, yeah. So I'm just gonna apply this everywhere. I feel like maybe I might need a little bit more product than I initially thought, which is a little painful because it's not cheap. Obviously, it's pretty pricey as far as foundations go. It is a Giorgio Armani. I don't know why I always slur the name. So from what I'm seeing right now, it is really light coverage, which is kind of bugging me because like you can literally just see everything. I don't really feel like it's covering anything at all. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, if I applied the primer wrong, or if I'm just not applying enough foundation. So I'm just going to go in with another full pump. Do the other side, let the other side dry. I didn't do my eyelid on the other side. I have had the Beauty Blender, the Real Beauty Blender, I always say Booty Blender, Booty Blender. I have had the Real Beauty Blender in the past, and I feel like this one is a lot firmer, and I'm not sure if I like that or if it bugs me, but, because this is like literally only the second time I've used this one. So we'll see if I just have to get used to it. Just blending that down onto my neck a little bit. I do feel like it's a little too dark, but you know, we'll just roll with it for this one. And I feel like I have to use a lot of product, which is really bugging me. I don't know, maybe I'll have to, I don't know. Okay, so this side has dried up a little bit. It feels very much like a powder. It's kind of dried down to a powder. But as you can see, all of my imperfections are showing through, which is bugging me. I mean, I don't mind a few imperfections showing through. I don't know if this sponge is just absorbing all the product, because when I squeeze it, it kind of like, it shows more liquidy, and then it's just like, oh my god. Okay. Maybe I just need to do it like harder. Push, 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 push. It does have a very subtle smell. That doesn't really bother me. It doesn't feel irritating. Usually I try to avoid putting things on my skin that have perfume in them, but this seems subtle enough that it won't bother me. And I'm even feeling like I might have to put a third layer on. Just because I don't like how much of these imperfections are shining through, and I don't know, I'm not super happy with the foundation, I guess. Might have to try a different one. Not every product is for everyone. Isn't that how it goes? I'm trying to let it dry a little bit before I put it on a new spot, because otherwise what's the point in building it up, because it is supposed to be buildable. And I can see it's covering a lot better here. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my ear here to make it blend. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. We will see, we will see. So yeah, I think it's really important to have people out there who also have imperfections kind of just like showing you. I mean, there are a lot of people on YouTube now lately with skin problems showing you how to like cover them up, and that's great, but like I feel like I can never get it as well as they can. Like now the coverage is a lot better, so it is buildable. I feel like it only builds up to really medium coverage, which is what it said on the website, that it's light to medium coverage, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm okay with imperfections showing. I just don't want it to look like all red and irritated, because my skin gets irritated really fast, and that just really bugs me. And what you've seen today, this is mild. Like literally, before I realized that I was allergic to sugar, or that my body couldn't process the sugar, I literally looked like a crackhead. Like I would get cysts all over my face, and it's like impossible to cover up, because first of all, it's extremely red and irritated and swollen, and you literally have like here, this started out as a giant cyst, and it's just starting to fade. They never popped. Like I would try and it would just make it 10 times worse, because I just wanted it to go away, you know, like after a few days you're like, oh my god, I'm so done. But you can't really hide those. They're like these giant bumps on your head, and it looks like you have an egg under your skin or something, and it's just really uncomfortable. And I got to the point where I just didn't want to go out into public, and I started staying in more and more and more, and I've gotten to the point where I used to be really extroverted, and now I'm extremely introverted because of my skin. And it's like insane how something that seems so mundane to other people, especially people that don't have these problems, can impact your life in such a huge way. And I personally get really, I don't know if you could call it upset, or like self-righteous. Maybe it's not right of me to get upset about something like this, but when somebody's like, oh my god, like I have a pimple and it's like this tiny red dot, and I'm like, don't even get me started on acne. My boyfriend's sisters like to do that a lot, and it drives me nuts. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call it a day with this foundation. Let it be. I'm gonna go in with my concealer now, and I'm just using this Perfect Match concealer by L'Oreal. This is in the shade 1N, which is also called More. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that under my eyes and highlight the places that I usually do. And I have this adorable tiny little tiny beauty blender. This is actually a drugstore one. I don't know what brand it is actually. It's a local brand to Germany here from a store called DM. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this in and just kind of lightly go over the spots that I concealed. I feel like it's not really doing much because you can't really cover up texture, which is a shame. Definitely looks a lot better than when we started. And I like to use my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil to kind of set that. And I do feel like the foundation is very dewy, and I feel like if I didn't set it, it would just kind of go all over the place. Anyways, so yeah, that's the foundation. I think it looks pretty okay. I haven't tried out many foundations, so I can't really say like, oh, this one is great or it sucks, but it definitely, I feel like it doesn't look as good on me as it does on a lot of other people I've seen on YouTube who have used it, and I've tried to mimic their techniques and to get it the best possible result. So I finished setting my face, and I put on a little bit of gold foil eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly apply my mascara, which is the Maybelline Jade New York, the Colossal Volume Express, which I always use. I've been using this since I was 14. This is the end result. I hope you guys liked this little video. I have to say, I do like the finish on this. It is nice, and it's a little dewy, but I think that like setting it with the powder kind of may have reduced the dewiness a little bit. But overall, it does look nice. I don't feel like I'm getting the same results as some other people have gotten, and I want to know how they do that. So if you have any tips, if you see me doing anything wrong, please do leave a comment below and let me know. And if you want me to do anything on this channel, if you have any ideas, definitely leave a comment. I'm totally open to ideas because I literally have no idea what I'm doing. So yeah, so if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!